Welcome to another bonus edition of Upon Further Review. And in this edition, we'll be talking about the Dallas Cowboys, the Chicago Bears. This matchup will be happening on Thursday Night Football, December 4th at 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time. You can catch that exclusively on the NFL Network. So the Dallas Cowboys are coming into this game with a record of 8-4. The Bears are 5-7. And what we're doing here on Upon Further Review, we started this off a couple weeks ago, and we're bringing some Madden gameplay as I do the Upon Further Review. And what I do is I take the team that I'm picking in the game and I play as them and play it out in Madden. So right here I'm picking the Cowboys, so I'll be playing as the Cowboys against the Bears in this Thursday night matchup. Both these teams played on Thanksgiving, and the Cowboys lost to the Eagles, and the Bears lost to the Lions. They both got beat up pretty bad. The Cowboys started off the season, though, with a loss to San Francisco in Week 1, but they then went on a 6-game winning streak as they beat the Titans and the Rams on the road, then they beat the Saints and the Texans in Dallas, then they went to Seattle and beat the Seahawks, and then they beat the Giants in Dallas. But then they lost the next 2 games in Dallas, first an overtime loss to the Redskins on Monday Night Football, and then against Arizona in Dallas as well. But then they went to Jacksonville and they won against the Jaguars, and they went to New York and they beat the Giants. So they ended up sweeping the season series against the G-Men. And then last week they actually hosted the Eagles, and the Eagles beat them once again, as the Eagles are actually undefeated on Thanksgiving against the Cowboys. So I think they always end up playing the Cowboys anyway, so it's not like it would matter. But boom, look at that sack right there. Bringing the heat, bringing the blitz, getting that sack. So, the Bears, they got to go to Chicago. Dallas does, to face the Bears. And the Bears started off with a loss as well. Both these teams started off with losses at home. The Bears lost against Buffalo in overtime in their home opener in Week 1. They then won 2 games on the road, going to San Francisco, beating the Niners, then beating the Jets in New York. Then they came back home, they lost to the Packers. Then they went on the road and lost to Carolina. Then they went to Atlanta and beat the Falcons. Then they went on a 3-game losing streak, where first they lost to Miami at home, then they went to New England and lost to the Patriots. And then they went to Green Bay and got demolished by the Bears, they got demolished by the Packers. Aaron Rodgers threw 6 touchdowns in the first half. That was on Sunday Night Football. And in those 2 games, it was 106 points let up by the Bears defense. And they had their bye week in between those 2 games, the Patriots and the Packers. But they won 2 games in a row after that, as they ended up beating the Vikings, and then they beat the Buccaneers. Well, we had to call a timeout. We had a little interruption. Actually edit that out. But those things happen when you're playing a long game. Sometimes people interrupt you. But anyway, here we go. What the heck was I even saying? We had I was talking about how they had that 2-game winning streak, and that was before Thanksgiving, where they ended up going to Detroit and losing to the Lions. But now they're going to be back at home against the Cowboys right there. That's the key of the game. We saw that run by DeMarco Murray. That's what it's all about for Dallas, is running the ball. The Bears got this game at home, but they didn't even win at home until Week 11, and that was against Minnesota, and then they won the next game against Tampa. Those are the only 2 home victories for the Bears all season. So they haven't really proven that they can beat any of the top teams. I mean, I know the league is very competitive. There's a lot of parity, but, they lost to Buffalo and Green Bay and Miami at home. So are they going to be able to beat the Cowboys in Chicago? I don't really think so. I think that even we're more likely to see the team that showed up on Thanksgiving than we are to see the team that played, or that got those wins in Week 11 and 12. Said in both of those games, it's funny too, the score was 21-13 in both of those wins. I'm not really impressed at all by them beating the Vikings or the Buccaneers. Still the same team, still the same problems. So expect to see Dallas take this game. Oh, overthrew that one. But with the Cowboys, they've had their struggles too. These are both two teams, kind of similar, although the Cowboys, the real big reason for their success is DeMarco Murray. And that's the thing with the Bears. The Bears don't really run the ball, although Forte is having a really good season despite all the troubles in Chicago. He gets the ball in his hands a lot, but a lot of times it's out of the backfield on passes. If they would run the ball more, they'd probably have a lot more wins. But we got stopped there. Just shy of the first down. Now we're faced with a 4th and 1. Let's see, what are we going to do here? 41-yard field goal, 4th and 1. Well, early in the game, we'll just go for the kick. So Bailey coming out for the field goal. Let's see if we can make this. It's up and it's no good. Wide left. How about that? Should have just went for it. But we'll see, in the Windy City, you never know. Those field goals are not sure things. In Chicago, most definitely. If we look inside the numbers for these two teams, the Cowboys are 17th in the NFL when it comes to passing proficiency in terms of passing yards per game. And the Bears are 14th. So the Bears actually have better numbers offensively passing the ball than the Cowboys. Of course, a lot of that's due right there. Well, it's Morgan, but it's really all about Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey for the Bears. But we look on defense, the Cowboys are 20th in yards allowed defensively through the air, and the Bears are 30th. So the edge goes to the Cowboys because of the defense. The Bears just cannot stop the pass whatsoever. They're one of the worst teams against the pass. So expect to see Des Bryant have a pretty big game, and Jason Witten and Tony Romo. They're pretty evenly matched on offense, but like I said, on defense, that's where they differentiate. The Cowboys aren't really that great on defense, but the Bears are just dismal. So then we look at the running offense of each of these two teams, and the Cowboys are number 3. They're the third-ranked team when it comes to running yards per game. They were number 1 at one point, but they've been kind of slipping down a little. They're still number 3, and that's top 5. That's pretty darn good. That's what they do best. That's why they have the wins they have, is because of their running game. When we look at the Bears, they're 26th in yards on the ground, so they really do not get yards on the ground. That's really their big shortcoming. We look at the Cowboys' run defense. They're 22nd in run defense, and the Bears are 10th. So that'd be an interesting matchup to see, that 10th-ranked Bears rushing defense against the number 3 Cowboys running offense, and that's really where this game is going to be won and lost. Ultimately, though, I'll give the advantage to the Cowboys on the ground. Their run defense isn't that great, but it's good enough to, shut down the Bears. And that's more just the fact that the Bears aren't going to run the ball. If they would actually run the ball, maybe they'd have success, but they really do not run it that much. I'll go inside those numbers in a minute. Boom, sack. Look at that big sack by the defense, getting to the quarterback. That's what the Cowboys need to do, too, is get pressure on Cutler. Cutler, he's one of those guys, if you let him get going, he can put up some big numbers, but if you can get the pressure on him, then you can force turnovers and, cause turnovers on downs, get him to punt the ball. We look at points scored for these two teams. The Cowboys are 9th in the NFL when it comes to putting points on the scoreboard, and the Bears are 21st. And then we look at points allowed. The Cowboys are 16th, and the Bears are 30th. So the Cowboys, they can score, and they might not be the best defense, but they do what they have to do. They do enough to get by, to where they're all right. But the Bears cannot put points on the board, and they're even worse at actually stopping other teams from scoring. So it should be, easy for the Cowboys to, not easy, but they should be able to win this game. They have all the statistics in their favor, the score as well as the passing and the running. On paper, statistically speaking, it's all in the Cowboys' favor. Of course, they play these games on the field, not on paper, so we'll see how things shape up on Thursday Night Football. But I feel pretty comfortable picking the Cowboys, even though historically speaking, the Cowboys are, really bad in December. I think in the last 2 years it's something like 5-11. Actually, no, that would be the last 4 years, something like that. It's been 5-11 in the last 16 games in December. So historically speaking, September is not the Cowboys' month. But they can, change that. I mean, that's the past, and this is today. And they can start off this December with a win right here early on Thursday Night Football on the road against the Bears. It's the type of game that they should be able to win. Of course, the Bears, at the beginning of the season, this is a game maybe you thought Chicago would win, but the way they've been playing this year, they just cannot pick up the victories at home. Look at DeMarco Murray just run all over them. And that's what they're going to need tonight. The Cowboys are going to need to have DeMarco Murray have a big game. Although, with how bad the Bears' passing defense is, you could see Romo take it with his arm. But in Chicago, in the cold, we'll see come game time how windy it is. But, it's tough to pass the ball this time of year in that cold weather. So I said expect to see a lot of running. But it could end up being Romo who makes the big plays that make the difference in this game. And getting that ball to Dez Bryant. Also, Witten, even Escobar has got a couple touchdowns on the season. You can't forget about Beasley as well. Look at that, DeMarco Murray. He just won't go down. Touchdown, Cowboys. DeMarco Murray. There we go, doing the dance. That's right up the gut. Boom. They couldn't take him down. That's the kind of physical back DeMarco Murray is. Just kept running. Boom, 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 boom. So it's the kickoff, touchback. Now we're on defense. Just got to stop them here before halftime. Get that nice 7-point cushion. We'll see on this game, how it all plays out. Won't be surprised to see it be a close game at least early on. But the thing is with the Bears, they've got a weird team. Like, if they can get going, they can put up a lot of points. But if they don't get going early, and they let up a lot of points, they'll get blown out. So it's kind of like in the first, quarter, we'll see how things shape up early on. But if you see either of these teams jump out to an early lead real quick, it'll be a long night for the other guys. Of course, the Bears, though, if they jump out to a lead, they got to keep it on, got to keep the gas, pedal full throttle, because the Cowboys are a team that can come back. As you've seen Romo plenty of times throughout his career in the regular season, he can bring the Cowboys back. Like, he keeps on firing, they keep on going, he keeps on airing it out, and he's got the weapons that anytime Dez Bryant gets the ball in his hands, he is a threat to take it to the end zone. But the Bears did the same way. I mean, you get the ball in the hands of Alshon Jeffrey or Brandon Marshall, they can always pick up big yards and get touchdowns as well. So it'll be interesting. It could be a high-scoring game potentially. Neither of these defenses has really been playing that well this year. Oh, the Bears definitely, they've been just missing that, defense of the past. Used to be one of the tougher defenses, but the way they're playing this year is just letting up lots of points on the air. They still are kind of tough on the ground, and that'll be interesting to see how it goes with DeMarco Murray versus their defense. That'll be a fun matchup to watch. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see, a lot of passing though at the same time. Even though really the smart thing in this game for either team would be just to run the ball. And that's really what's going to be the success, and whoever runs the ball and has success on the ground is who I see winning this game. But I said I do expect to see some big plays through the air as well. it'll just be a matter to see how often they, really have success through the air. Like I said, with the cold weather, it makes it tough pass. And even as the weather gets colder, you're seeing how a lot of balls that were caught earlier in the year are being dropped as well. So when it gets colder out, that football gets harder. Your hands don't quite stick to the ball the way they used to, so it's more difficult to catch the ball in that cold weather, and that's where the running game really comes into play. That's where the Cowboys actually, their new philosophy on offense is actually built towards success in December, as they've struggled so much in the past. While Romo really, since they've had him under center, they've been, struggling in December. But that's part of the thing, is that, they expect him to do too much. You put it all on his shoulders. Well, come December, if you don't have a running game, then you're going to be in trouble. And you can't expect him to do everything. But with DeMarco Murray now and them running the ball the way they are, that is the recipe for success in December, is to run the ball. So if they just keep giving it to DeMarco, they should be good. But right here, looks like we held them to a field goal. I was hoping not to let them score at all before halftime, but see if they make this field goal. We missed the field goal earlier. It's up and it's good. So now we have 7-3, and they left some time on the clock. Maybe we'll get a field goal, maybe we'll get a touchdown, we'll see. Right there, keeping it somewhat close. I said this game could be close, actually. It should be close. Like I said, at the same time, though, I would not be surprised to see what these teams, if they can jump out to an early lead. Hey, look, and Aaron Rodgers saying, well, Aaron Rodgers is with the Bears. What is going on? Every single game, somehow Aaron Rodgers makes his way into the scenery. But so if either of these teams jumped out to a quick lead, though, we could end up seeing a blowout. But I do expect it to be a close game, personally. But we'll see how it starts out in those first 10 minutes, first 15 minutes, first quarter. Right here, let's see if we can get something going. Whew. Man, I should have thrown that way earlier. I was actually looking to go to, I think, Dez, but he was double covered. Actually, no, that wasn't even Dez. Oh, man, I got him in the slot. Alright, here we go. Man. Alright, that's what I want. Dez Bryant. In the slot, let's get this big play right here. Try to get out to the 50. Back in the shotgun. Wait for him to make his move. Ooh, Dez Bryant, baby, yes! Touchdown! Can he make it to the end zone? Yes! Touchdown, Dez Bryant! Ooh, Cowboys! Look at that. Yes! Dallas Cowboys, Dez Bryant. Oh, now Rodgers is on the Cowboys. He's like, oh, now he's on the Bears. How many Aaron Rodgers are there in this game? Look at that. Boom. Look at that pass from Romo to Bryant. Catching him in stride, and they couldn't catch up to him. Almost at the end there, but he got into the end zone. So now it's going to be an 11-point game with this extra point. But boom. It's up. It's good. So now we're up by 11, 2 scores. That's right, Dez Bryant, 80-yard touchdown. How about that? So it only took 2 plays. Of course, that first play is that incomplete pass, and then boom, 2nd and 10 from the 20, aired it out to Dez. On the mismatch, too, had him in the slot. That's the kind of stuff you gotta do, move players around, create mismatches. That's how we do it. It's alright. Less than 30 seconds. All we gotta do. Stop them from getting into field goal range here. Looks like they're gonna just run the ball and let it go to halftime. Oof. He picked up a first down though. Oh, nope. 2nd and inches. Oh, they're calling a timeout. They had so much success on the ground. They're like, hey, maybe we should think about this. See, they were just gonna. They're like, yeah, let's just run the ball, let it go down. But then they end up getting yards, so now they're like, yeah, let's keep it going. Now Forte again on the ground, but this time we got him for the loss. And I mean, I don't know if they're gonna actually air it out here, I guess, which is kind of funny for one last play on 3rd and 1. Come on, get him, get him. Oh, he dropped it. Is that a fumble? It looked like he had possession. Now 4th and 1, looks like they're gonna have to punt the ball. Even though really they should just air it out, because, yeah, alright, you're gonna air it out on me. Yep, that's what they're gonna do. I was gonna say, why punt it with only 3 seconds? Might as well just air it out. It's the last play of the first half. Come on, get around this guy. Oh my god, somebody get it. Tap it down. Swat it down, baby. That's what you gotta do in those situations. But alright, halftime with the score 14-3. Cowboys over the Bears. Now they're kicking it off to us. We had it first. Or actually, they had it first. Third. What? Oh no. Oh man. That was not good. It's already gives us a lot of field to kill clock with. So, it's gonna start running it right down their throats is what we're doing here. It's all about DeMarco Murray. Put our money where our mouth is. Just run it right down their throats. There we go, DeMarco. Ooh, try to tackle him. Look at that, 9 yards on 1st down. DeMarco Murray. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Let's run this one right up the gut. 2nd and 1. Would actually been a good time to do some play action, but it's alright. We get the 1st down, keep it on the ground. Boom. Look at that, getting it out to the 37. Already 103 yards for DeMarco Murray, just 7 rushes. They're just running it right through him. Alright, here we go. 1st down on the 37, DeMarco Murray. Ooh, I don't like this, but let's see. Hopefully the fullback picks up the block here. No, it's not. Man, what the heck was that? So it was bad running on my part, but here, well, not really the best time for play action. 2nd and 9 should actually ran it, but whatever. See if we can get them to bite. They're all loaded up. Look at how much they're loaded up. I don't know, the safety's backing off a little, but boom, Witten. Jason Witten. It was Witten with the 1st down. Tony Romo, 60% passing and a touchdown. Yep. They just love their replays, don't they? Alright, back to the ground. It's ground and pound. So we got DeMarco. There we go. Boom. DeMarco Murray picking up the yards. 2nd and 8 now. After that 8-yard run. Getting some pretty good holes from the defense. Of course, DeMarco's getting tired now. So let's go with some play action here. 2nd and 2, this is perfect time for play action. It's kind of down where they usually would expect a run. See everybody's cradled up. Got them all up tight. Look at this, wide open. Boom, touchdown Williams. Wide open. They totally bit on the play action. No one around them. Easy peasy. There it is. Boom, touchdown Cowboys. And the Cowboys are starting to run away with this one. But boom, there we go. 21-3. So that's how you do it. Tony Romo with his 2nd touchdown pass of the game. So the Cowboys firing all cylinders, and that's what they need to do in this one. And that's what they should do. I mean, the Bears, it's funny how, you know, they win those 2 games against the Vikings and the Buccaneers, and then all of a sudden, as if they're somehow going to be like decent or something. No, they've been having a horrible season. And I mean, really, if they didn't beat the Vikings, Trestman would have been fired. If they didn't beat the Bucs, Trestman would have been fired that Monday. So it's like, I mean, I heard they were talking about on NFL Network about whether or not, what's going to be the future for Chicago and Trestman. And they were saying, they should give him one more year or whatever. But it's like, really? Do you really want to give they have been just horrible. I mean, I am of the, opinion that usually you should be more patient and give guys time to develop and give, coaches time to get their system in place. And so maybe Trestman, maybe give him another year. But, I mean, it's tough to even justify that the way the Bears have been playing this year. Uh-oh. Look at that. Get him, yes. Wow, I can't believe I was able to get him. Brandon Marshall, 44 yards on his first reception. Yeah, the Bears, they've just been playing so horribly. But like I said, I don't know how you really justify bringing Trestman back. We'll see, though. Like I said, if they hadn't won that game against Minnesota, I would have said fire them. They did win that game, so that bought them some more time. Same thing with the Bucs, too. I mean, because they've just been so bad at home. That's the thing. And they got plenty of talent. So, I mean, what's the issue? Even though really what it is their defense. Their defense has just not been getting it done. But that's the end of the third quarter. You see the score 21-3. Let's get this fourth quarter underway. Alright, here we go. He's back in the shotgun. Got him bunched up on the left side. Oh, man, if he just thrown that ball on point, it would have been a touchdown. But he overthrew it to it was going to Martellus Bennett, but you can see right here, they'll show the replay, right? Oop, just overthrown. He's feeling a little bit of pressure. But, alright, here we go, 2nd and 10. They're in field goal range. Got 3 receivers. Oh, and they hand it off to Forte. Smart play. Picks up 7. Now it's 3rd and 3. Let's go over actually Forte's numbers. He has 828 rushing yards on the season and 5 touchdowns. And he also has 650 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground. So Forte's having a big year. He's actually having the best year in Chicago. I think he's the Bears MVP. He's the one guy getting it done despite everything. And they're not really even giving him much of a chance to produce because they don't really give him the ball that much. They do include him in the passing game, but his rushes, he's only been given the rock 201 times. He's averaging 4.1 a carry. But they throw the ball, right, 457 times already on the season versus just 201 rushes for Forte and 277 rushes overall. 33 of those are Cutler running. So it's really even more of a, skewed than that. Because it had 30 more on to Cutler. That's really 30 more passing plays. 33 actually. That would actually bump the number up to 490. That means they freaking, hey, there's Aaron Rodgers. Oh no. Holy cow. But yes, they're insanely pass happy. And you wonder, oh gee, why are they doing so bad? And then everyone blames Cutler. Oh, Cutler's a bum. Well, gee, if you ask the guy to friggin' throw it 2 times to every 1 time you rush the ball, of course you're not going to have success. Of course you're going to struggle. Look at their touchdown, Jaffrey. So now the Bears get on the board. Cutler to Jaffrey. And they do that. They get them, touchdowns. Now it's back to an 11-point game, but it's just about over. So we just have to kill the clock and we got the victory. But yeah, the Bears, it's not just you can easily point to Cutler. Yeah, he's freaking been asked to pass the ball almost 500 times this season. But already, so of course it's easy to point to the guy who's always got the freaking ball in his hand. But who's the one doing that? It's the coaches. They're calling those plays. Just like, pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball, pass the ball. Well, what the heck are you doing? You got Matt Forte in your backfield. How about you hand it off more than every once in a blue moon? You know, instead he's having a phenomenal year. I mean, jeez. He said it's 828 yards off of only 200 freaking in one attempts. Like, they never give him the ball. But, I mean, look at his freaking, what he's doing also in the passing game. 650 on receptions. Boom, first down to DeMarco Murray. So, I mean, you want to know where their problems are. There it is right there, is that they don't run the ball enough and their defense sucks. Their passing defense especially. But that's kind of, when you live by the pass, you die by the pass. If all you're going to do is pass the ball, well, then you're going to get into some passing games. And then if you don't have passing defense, well, then you're going to lose. So that's their problems. And look at DeMarco Murray just running it right up the gut. No one can stop him. Touchdown, Cowboys. DeMarco Murray. His second touchdown of the game almost looked just like his first. Just right up the middle. They couldn't tackle him. Look at that, DeMarco Murray. Trestman, you're gone. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, do you want to even give Trestman another year? Do you want to sit through another year of Jay Cutler being forced to pass the ball way too many times, not giving enough handoffs, enough touches to Forte's out, and not really going to improve the defense either. So the Bears really just cut your losses with Trestman. Get rid of him. Freaking, the guy's a bum. They said he's a quarterback's coach. That's what he was, coming up. That's why they just pass the ball. And it's like, and the reason is because Trestman believes in Cutler's arm. Yeah, and Cutler got a good arm and all that and everything. That's all well and good, but no matter how good your arm, if all you do is pass the ball all the freaking time, then you're going to make mistakes. You're opening yourself up to the possibility of more mistakes every time you pass the ball. So, I said if they want to turn things around, start running the freaking ball. Find some kind of balance to the offense. That's what you need to have success, is balance. Can't just be one-dimensional. But here you have them, the Bears trying to rush down the field and make something happen late. We're already up by 3 scores anyway, so, he doesn't have a mustache, so he's not technically Aaron Rodgers. That's what Aaron Rodgers looks like without a mustache. What am I even talking about? But alright. So right here, time's winding down. We're up by 3 scores. There's no way they're going to get us. Let's see. Cutler, he has 3,105 yards on the season, right? And then almost sacked him. He has 24 touchdowns and 14 interceptions. We look at Tony Romo. Tony Romo has 2,718 yards passing. Oh, get him. Oh, just barely kept him out of the end zone. And he's got 22 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. So, I mean, his numbers are actually pretty dang similar to Cutler on the season. Cutler just has, he has 6 more interceptions and just 2 more touchdowns. So, obviously, Romo's numbers are better. But Cutler has an extra, 400 yards. So, I'll take that for what it's worth. But the thing is, though, the Cowboys are way more balanced. They've thrown the ball 364 times. It's almost 100 less, more than 100 less passing attempts when you consider the 33 carries that Cutler went from, a pass to a run. But yeah, they've thrown the ball 100 less times, and they've given the rock to DeMarco Murray almost 100 more times than the Bears have given it to Forte. Because DeMarco Murray has 288 rushes on the season, and he even missed a game, I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, they gave the rock to Murray, and that's why they have more wins this year at this time of year than they did last year. And that's why I do think they'll win this game and have some success in December, because even though the Cowboys do need to work on their defense, and that's really, if they want to win a Super Bowl, they're not doing it this year, but if they want to win one in the next couple years, if they can get that defense, work on that D up, touchdown Bears, Brandon Marshall. But yeah, that's what they, speaking of needing to work on defense. Yeah, that's the Cowboys to be a Super Bowl contender. They need better D. You know, they're close with that running game. You know, and maybe who knows what happens? Anything could happen. But you want to win a Super Bowl, they're like halfway there. They got the running game. They just need the D. So if they can make some adjustments, maybe some free agents and in the draft, shore up their defense in the offseason, and the Cowboys make a run next year. This year they're still in the hunt, you know, for at least their division title. They will make it to the playoffs, more than likely, you know. But we'll see how things shape up in December. Like I said, as it is, just even having the running game is going to make them actually a better team, more competitive team this month of December, which leads us into the playoffs, and that's where they've always fell apart. So they actually, I think the Cowboys have a much better chance of having success this December because of DeMarco Murray, because of that running game, although their defense is very suspect. You know, their defense is basically middle of the road, but you never know, because we've seen in the past teams that had defenses that were of the same nature that have had success in the playoffs. You know, before it's happened. It's not like it's never happened. Of course, in the most recent history, we saw the Seahawks dominate with their defense. Oh man, I should have stiffed on them. Almost broke that one for another touchdown. Saw that wide open in the freaking open field. But now, there we go. I'm just really running out the clock at this point. They still got a timeout, so I can't exactly just take a knee, or else I would just take the knee. But look at that, DeMarco Murray, 188 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, 18 carries. That's the kind of performance he's got to have tonight. It'll be interesting to see if he can put up those numbers against this Bears defense. Well, now they just took their last timeout. Hey, there's Aaron Rodgers giving Gatorade to Tony Romo. Holy cow. He must just love football. But alright, now all that's left to do is take the knee. They don't have any timeouts. 31 seconds on the clock. Look at that, just shy of 200 yards for DeMarco Murray. But boom, here we are taking the knee, letting the clock roll down in the final seconds here of this game. So there's your final score, 28-17, Cowboys over the Bears. That's how our simulation played out. I think that's a pretty decent representative of the score. I would not be surprised. Maybe the Cowboys get another field goal, which I could just get the field goal right here if I wanted to. I'm just going to let time run down. And maybe it ends up being 31-17 tonight. Who knows? We'll see. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think the Cowboys win? Do you think the Bears win? What do you think this is going to be the score? Do you enjoy the new version of Upon Further Review with the Madden gameplay? Let us know in the comments section. Also, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want more content such as this, go ahead and subscribe. I just want to say thank you to all the people who have subscribed. We reached another milestone. We went over 200 subscribers just today. And I appreciate each and every one of you out there subscribing and watching the videos. It's very much appreciated. And we're just going to keep on bringing you more and more content. So, like I said, thank you very much for subscribing, and share with your friends. Let them know, like, hey, check this out, you know. But again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're having a good day and have a great weekend and enjoy all of the sports.